which we don't always see on junglers nowadays in terms of like fight impact, because we often get, well, I mean the tanks have fight impact, but they're not doing the damage and getting stuck in. So it was good to see, regardless. But going on the draft, we have finally got a side switch up, so Honor Life Esports on blue side, and the expectation is things will change quite a bit on the back of that. Senna going to be quickly banned away by T1, but Ori, then Lucian banned away by Honor Life Esports. Lucian kind of overlooked, and you know, I'm going to say it, maybe some T1 fans pretty happy that Lucian's getting banned after the Gen G.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's really necessary to ban it away, but if you do have a specific pick in mind, you take away the Lucian, take away the Kalista, you want to play something that scales up a bit, like a Varus, and doesn't have to really worry about anything.
Yeah, I mean, my question is, are T1 going to ban Varus, or are they going to let Viper have it? This guy has just been playing Varus pretty much non-stop, so I feel like if it's left open, he may well just first pick it.
Yeah, and if it does get banned away, perhaps we see something in the mid lane, or otherwise, if with all of these bot lane bans you want to get your hands on like the best pick at the moment, you could do that as well. But like the Karma's available, Maokai available as well, they're gonna immediately lock that one in.
Yeah, so it was banned away before by T1, now left open. Could obviously be flex, support, or jungle. Although I would probably expect Peanut to be playing it, but we'll see. Regardless, doesn't really show too much right now. We'll see what T1 want to opt for in this situation. If they do want to prioritize an AD carry, but could also lean towards things like the Ahri that's available. The Aatrox first pick. Never change, Zeus. He knows what he wants and he goes for it, but they are looking at the Ahri as well alongside and will lock that in. So two strong solo laners picked up already for T1. Definitely a lot of power in those two picks, and for Honor Life Esports, you know, you can try and just match those solo laners if you really want to right now. You could look to secure a bot lane. If you pick up a bot lane duo, then obviously there's only one pick for T1 to respond. You could go like AD carry mid potentially. You know, depending on what they want to lean towards. I'm not sure they'd want to go for like the Smolder angle, but like Karma Smolder's been popular, but I don't know about Karma with the Maokai. They're going to actually pick up the Jace.
Imagine if they had Varus with this as well. Yeah. Like Varus, Jace, and Maokai. Thankfully, that was banned away. You know, Jhin in another year, another meta, could be fun, but let's see what they decide to go for. Could just, you know, lock in an AD carry for mid.
You know, I
utilize that.
I think Zek has been, I mean, the last game I don't think was his hottest Ahri game, but generally he's been good on Ahri. But Talia, I'm hoping we get a good Talia performance from Zeka, but I definitely have a lot more faith in Faker and Zeus on Ahri and Aatrox than I do on Zeka and Doran on Talia and the Jace. Oner going to go back to the Lee Sin. Lee Sin Ahri, really strong combo, but Lee Sin being a little bit cursed this series, not having the most impact so far. And Rakan ban, I like, because you're never really going to play Rakan as T1 when you're into a Maokai and a Talia. That would be almost as bad as picking Rakan last game. So
probably worse.
Probably
honestly.
Even worse, which is impressive. So they will ban that one away. And Honor Life Esports, they know that T1 have counter picks, so definitely want to clear away some of those strong lanes that you know T1 like to lean towards.
It's going to be one of those Aphelios Melio games. With all of the bans we've seen so far, you can only get so many bot lane duos that work well.
Yeah, I feel like so far with how the draft has developed, it's very much the anti-dive from Honor Life Esports, and T1 are definitely more dive focused, so I think the Zeri could honestly make sense.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a pick that Guma is known for, though, but something that's kind of slid through is the Nautilus, and obviously I think every support in the league has to be competent Nautilus. It's so ingrained in the meta for such a long time, but very reliable pick, and Keria will pick that one up, prioritizing the support first, so not getting counterpick, but ensuring he gets priority on that champion. And now Honor are just going to go for the Smolder Alistar. Alistar Delight is phenomenal on this pick, was so good last summer on it, but also pretty popular being played into the North, but good against Lee Sin and Aatrox, just headbutting them away. And Viper on the Smolder looking to scale up. Looking at T1's picks, I think it's a tricky one, honestly. Zeri definitely syncs well with the composition, but both are going to provide pretty strong cleanup after that initial pick in the fight. But I think maybe Zeri a little bit safer playing against things like the Maokai, who can obviously just ult you when you're bot lane.
Yeah, I think Zeri is much more meta nowadays as well, and you take the Nautilus that says, okay, well, you're not allowed to pick Zeri, and then that allows them the option to pick it themselves. And they do take it here, but pretty interesting. Definitely a very scrappy composition from the side of T1, whereas a bit more control on the side of Homelife Esports, a lot of control with Alistair, Talia, and Maokai for zone, and then you have like a nice amount of poke with Talia and Jace, and even the Smolder, who's going to be hyperscaling.
Yeah, you got the 2 bodyguards in the Alistair and the Maokai, just protecting the delegation. It's not just a singular VIP, but all 3 of them they got to provide cover for. Definitely more nuanced to play in this, I'd say, but I think the pace is going to need to be set by T1. Ultimately, they're into a Smolder, and nothing new there. You need to really be driving forwards, and I'm going to be real. Zeri, Nautilus into Smolder, Alistair. There's not a ton you can do on the 2v2 to really set yourself ahead there, unless Homelife Esports bot lane misplay. So maybe looking at Faker and Oner to make an impact and spread their presence down to the bot lane.
Well, they certainly might just do that here, Ox, as Faker has gone on to Ahri now for the first time tonight. Let's see how it does go as we hop into the rift for game number 3.
Homelife Esports! Doors it! Fighting!
Yeah. T1! Doors it!
T1 fighting!
Yay! All right. Game 3. I feel like we don't get a lot of game 3s nowadays.
It's been a lot of 2-0s, but if there was going to be a series, it's going to go to 3. This was going to be it.
Yeah.
And you know, as we kind of hit on at the start of the series, a lot of implications for this. If T1 win, then Gen.G and T1 are secured in round 2. They get the double elimination, the safety net. Yeah. But also, I just feel like even if T1 end up winning this, Homelife Esports drawing blood, they didn't manage to do so in the last series up against them. I think everyone was looking at Homelife as being the team to challenge the top 2, and the possibility to deny is just another T1 Gen.G finals, which most people would say is a very safe bet.
We're probably at like, ooh, nope.
Uh-oh.
Zeka just not in range. Peanut just gonna dab on the haters.
Yep.
And that, I don't think I've ever seen that emote from Zeka. What was that?
Oh, I didn't actually catch it. I was looking at the runes. Triple phase rush topside from Homelife Esports. And Fierce Dragon is Cloud. They're gonna be going fast.
Zoom.
Zoom, zoom.
Zoom, zoom.
It's so funny because it's you're so used to seeing like T1 champions having like an insane win rate, just because they obviously win a lot of games. But Oner's Lee 1-3 at the moment. Not gone so hot so far. Had some struggles, and honestly, it's not Poppy, but Maokai, Talia aren't fun champions to play Lee Sin into.
No, certainly not. I think the second that you see the Maokai, you're already feeling it, and then you pick Aatrox Ahri, and the enemy team is going to be like, well, we're going to draft more zone control, more engage. As Doran, you were talking about this, you know, how well is he going to be able to play this matchup? Already getting a decent trade, although you take some damage on the backside of that one. And it's going pretty evenly so far, we can say, based on what we've seen.
And I think this kind of highlights the lane. Like, you're not going to get level 2 on Alistair in like pretty much any matchup. But the fact that Keria got level 2, goes in, gets pulverized, and Viper and Delight don't even back off. Like, normally when you're playing bot lane 2v2, if the enemy bot lane gets level 2 fish, like, oh god, we have to get away. They're just like, no, it's fine. It's limited opportunity to punish, I think, is the takeaway that's been demonstrated here. Which, when you're picking a Smolder, you're more than fine with that situation.
That's exactly what you want. Viper, I believe he is still our fastest stacker to 225 on the Smolder.
I'm not sure, because we had a fast one the other day that might have beating it, but he's definitely up there.
He was below 20 minutes. He was like 1952.
I think we had one yesterday that was like 1920, 30-ish.
Really?
I definitely remember there being a really fast one, maybe like 1940. I don't know, we'd have to check, but regardless
like
of whether...
21-minute, but...
Regardless of whether he was the fastest, he's very fast.
True. Here's Lee Sin. The slow comes in, and the flash charm does land on Azeka. Do they have the damage, though? The orb comes in, and Oner! Oh, he's going to get first blooded, as they will pick up the kill at least. But Zeka will be pretty happy about that.
And this feels like deja vu. Chovy did the exact same thing as Zeka did there, getting engaged on early by the Ahri as the Taliyah, knocking the Lee Sin into the tower. We saw this in our series earlier today. Just one of the dangers, early ganking the Taliyah. If you get a bit too close to that tower, you're going to take multiple hits with the stun combo through the rocks. So nice answer back from Zeka, and with the teleport back in, you don't really lose anything. 2 flashes bid on T1 to 1 upon Life Esports. You're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, you definitely are. I mean, it does mean that, you know, Lee Sin and Ahri still do have a lot of potential, especially once level 6 is hit, to make plays on the flashless Taliyah. So he is going to have to be careful. I mean, this is one example, right? You can even come in here right away, although there is a very important ward that was placed, and it is going to keep Zeka safe. But
yeah.
Even Keria's making his way up here, level 3.
Yeah, they're spotted though, and I feel like one of the things, when you see someone on a ward like that, you have to resist the urge to immediately charge back to your tower if you can help it. Zek obviously moved back a bit to be safe, but he kind of didn't want to immediately give away that there was a ward. Keria ends up moving over as well. You waste more time in that way, and he still didn't end up going down. But we'll see the replay in this situation, and I think ultimately they could have kind of just gone away with this just being the flash. Oner unfortunately ends up missing the Sonic Wave. Perhaps if he waited for Faker to hit the charm, that's just a clean kill. But ends up trying to predict the flash with the Q. And then when Faker commits, doesn't have the Q to follow up. So a little bit unfortunate there. Oh.
Nice hook on a Viper. He's going to be in a bit of trouble. Has to cleanse.
And this is my favorite part about a lot of how you play Alistar's matchups, where you're playing more defensively, is when the support engages onto your AD carry, you just headbutt Zeri away.
He doesn't have many cooldowns now. He is going to get the pulverize once again, but now he's down a flash, and the chasing potential of Lee Sin and Zeri will eventually catch up to him. So good in the 2v2, but eventually with Oner there, it's going to be too much.
Yep, kind of seeing the payoff of that first initial trade, being in the cooldowns of Delight. If he had everything available, if he had the headbutt, maybe he could have gotten out of that one. But just able to pin him down. And a kill for Zeri. Very valuable for T1.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice early start. At least Viper is still alive and he can stay stacking, so he doesn't really have to lose too much.
That's all he cares about. Oh, my support died?
Pretty much, yeah.
Can I stack? Yeah, cool. I'm good.
Actually, yeah. The cow is just just there to keep you company, essentially. Keep you safe. Keep you stacking.
Okay, so Delight actually swept as he walked past that brush, so Zeus knows someone's there, but not that it's specifically Delight. I think you may be dead, buddy.
Well, he's got flash. He just likes to just go down. And with 4 people in the top lane, I think he'll be okay with that, but yeah, still going to be a nice win for Life Esports.
The right call to save the flash, and you know, this is honestly actually dangerous positioning for Viper. Like, he doesn't have vision control in the river, but Keria's mid, so he's on an opportunity where he can kind of just walk up here, fortunately. But definitely could have been threatening if T1 were in position to capitalize. They're not though, so this play goes pretty unpunished for Life Esports. And yeah, seeing the repeats of cooldowns unavailable. So like trying to force the cannon down. And yeah, just everything kind of gets layered. I believe his headbutt was on cooldown here. Still from the earlier trade, and just taken down.
And then Zeus, he's got everything flying at him. Yeah. He would have had to flash right there as the headbutt was coming in, but even then, you're probably dead.
Yeah, I think it's so risky. With you being so low, like Zeka could have just flashed after you and killed you, so yeah. I respect the decision not to. And now T1 invading on this red buff, just denying from Peanut. But he's playing Maokai, he's pretty unfazed, although I think if he's lost his Krogs to a Zeri laser, I think that would bother him.
He would be pretty phased.
Yeah.
If that happened.
He might even be rushing with his phases.
Yeah. True.
That is something he does.
Remember Predator?
Nope. Don't know what that is. It's still in the game, right?
Yeah.
I can't honestly remember the last time I've seen in solo queue or competitive the Predator rune. They really just they really just deaded it.
It was very strong,
yeah.
But now it's really not very strong at all. So
that's crazy.
It's gone.
How nerfs work, you know.
And this is the way it goes. Very nice control ward here is going to spot Keria. No pings on him.
They must have seen him. They must have seen him. Surely. Goran doesn't just die to Keria. Now they've definitely seen him, and Keria's also seen the control ward. And I think Guma's dead.
Well, I mean, he is going to... Yeah, no, he's dead. Nice little dive. They see Keria. Immediately they say, hey, let's just dive the Zeri, who's alone.
Yeah, 2 point-and-click CCs. More than enough. And it's actually a ghost from Guma, so... I mean, I don't think there's anything you can do, but it's not even like he can cleanse the Maokai root. He was just dead. Oner.
Oh, no, not the disengage cone.
Man, he just had a sixth sense. He just kind of knew.
Yeah.
Maybe someone's hiding in a bush. I guess that's what you got to do. It's like the desert walking in Dune. You just have to, like, throw your step off a little bit.
You actually do. You pretend you don't know, you run towards the brush, and then right when you get in range of what you know would be the range,
I always
you
find...
just do a little sidestep.
I find it so hard to, like, you know when you're waiting in a bush and you know they can't see you and you're trying to predict their movement and they just do some random erratic stuff. But when you're in vision, you can kind of read, I know what they're going to do, right?
Yeah,
they think I'm going to aim here, I'm going to throw it, whatever. But I swear the worst is when there's no vision and you feel so bad about it. You're like, they couldn't even see me and I missed.
Yeah. It's like you're playing an FPS game and the guy's got his back to you. Similar thing. So you don't know which direction. He could go anywhere, but if he's looking at you, you know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that dive didn't take a lot of explaining. They saw Keria top, and they pressed their buttons.
Yeah, they certainly did. They managed to manage that one. And yeah, not a huge lead. It is going to be a Chemtech Dragon second, so setting up for a good soul, most likely. Keria really wants to be top lane, but I think something to mention is the fact that Game 1, Doran was kind of left out to dry, and they've actually been setting up vision pretty well for him. Playing for him a bit, but also just ensuring he can't get spam ganged, because Keria really wants to kill him.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say. A lot.
Something that Viper does that other Smolders don't do is he will actually just make sure that he sets up his stacks so well. He'll only auto if he knows he's going to miss it with his Q for the CS. I've seen a lot of the other Zeris in our LCK league just...
Smolders.
Yes, Smolders. Just basically clear the wave as fast as they can so they can be elsewhere on the map. Viper's like, no. I'm in the right place. I'm clearing this wave. This is all I need to do. I need to get the max stacks on this one.
Yeah, you need that Nasus mindset,
Yeah, or Veigar. I've seen Faker do the same thing on Veigar where he's like just sitting there tanking 6 minions because he only wants to kill them with his Q.
Yeah. Obviously gets a lot easier later when you can just queue a wave as the Smolder and just kill like 7 minions at once.
And obviously you can waste a lot of time doing that, but especially in Smolder's case, it feels worth because you want to hit 125 as fast as possible.
I don't think you can 2-man dive that.
Nope.
But again, Delight setting up vision on the top side. I do like to see it. Oner just stealing away a camp here. And yeah, it's kind of just business as usual, which I think, it is Infernal Soul coming out. Our favorite just because of the cinders everywhere. Ultimately, a pretty nice one for T1. But I still think Honor Life Esports with the general state of the game are okay. T1 stacking the dragons early is important, forcing a fight as soon as possible. But I think Honor Life Esports probably still going to be able to get Viper to 225 before Soul is on the cards, which is the main takeaway.
Yeah, I'd say it's very likely.
Delight, you're denying stacks.
Come on.
Viper will tell his mom. You know that for a fact.
That's like how every 80 carry sounds in Soul. It's like the sounds we just made. Oh, come on. All right, Zeka, he's getting in there. We got a one-on-one Faker with one more Essence and a ton of damage into Zeka, who will just run away and elect to not follow up on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think maybe Zeka can stay around and clear that wave up. There's not too much left to him right now, but he will reset. T1 going to do the grubs on the top side, and Zeka just going to TP back in to catch that. Obviously burned by Faker, but getting a TP out of Zeka, I think pretty worth. Especially once you post Malignance, your ult, like, look at that ult cooldown taken away, It's going pretty fast.
It's pretty fast. I can see it as well. It's going down. He's almost at half already.
I can see it moving. Sometimes when you have like Galio, it's like, it's stationary.
State's call is
it broken? You have to like tap the screen a little bit.
160 seconds.
Isn't it? I think at rank 1 it's 180 now. It's 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's...
Or something. It's like things like Galio and Tarek have just like absurdly long ults, which is awful in solo queue because you have like fights every like 17 seconds. But obviously pro play a little bit more slower paced. But that's kind of the value of the Ahri having so much... oh, cheeky.
Got him!
The mental victory is there.
And we're just setting up for a Rift Herald fight. Okay.
Faker just came up.
And we're just going to go for the flash forward from Keria. Doesn't get much of anything as it's going to go to Faker, actually. Peanut in the pit. He is living for so long. And he gets over the wall as well. Nearly gets another passive in there, but it's still going to be a nice little 1-for-2 trade in favor of Hololive Esports. But T1 did get the Herald.
But honestly, that looked like it was so heavily in favor of T1 until Delight got this monster knockup.
Yeah.
They kind of turned things around, and after that, T1 were kind of just lucky to get away without dying.
Uh-oh. He's walking.
Yep, he's checking every brush. He's not walking up. He suspects, could Delight be here again for the 17th time?
He is.
Suspicious.
And it's not only Delight, it's also Zeka.
Yeah.
Just hanging out in the bush. All right.
Don't trust anything.
This is like the first time tonight that our top laner is respected.
Yeah.
They're champion in this top lane.
Yeah, T1 get in the pick pretty quickly and focus down onto Peanut. He survives a crazy amount of time on the back end.
Yeah.
The ult gets huge value. This knockup from Delight, followed by the Zeka shove back monstrous. I'm just going to say it. If Viper had kept his ult for that knockup, I think they just get like 4 kills there. So a little bit unfortunate. Delight should have told Viper, I'm about to knock up 4 people, save ult. Maybe.
You gotta see it. You have to have that chemistry between the bot lane, you know?
Yeah.
You just gotta know.
Just gotta know. Just trust in Delight's Alistair. But yeah, still, I mean, even though T1 got the Herald, it's still a gold lead for Hololive Esports. Any advantage when you have a small to really solid. The 150 stacks on Viper, probably looking at around, maybe even like, not sure he'll get sub 20 minutes, but not too far off if he keeps clearing up jungle camps and stacking.
Yeah.
Maybe like 21, 22. And T1 do have a Dragon coming up in 30 seconds. Hololive Esports don't need to feel obligated to fight this. It is risky getting so close to Soul. But I think you are free to just keep stacking if you don't see the angle.
Yeah. I mean, if you hit 225 by the Soul fight, I think you're feeling pretty good.
Also, I feel like Hextech for sure is just so broken. Mountain is really problematic. I feel like Infernal's strong, don't get me wrong, but I still think it's playable. Especially when you have a Smolder.
Yeah.
So I think
that max
precarious,
burn,
but not completely doomed. And it looks like they're setting up the fight, but see if they fully opt into it.
See some poke already coming down here from Doran and Viper. You gotta be careful not to stay right behind the Drake, or it will bounce onto you. And the Maokai ult here going to kind of corral them as here comes Moom to help out as well. Keria's getting so low, and the steal comes in from Oner. But now with Keria down, it looks like Hololive Esports do want to capitalize as much as possible. Let's see what they can do here as T1 are moving in towards the mid lane.
Just side of the base. But I guess aggro is there.
Oh.
Viper's chasing.
See that ward? Stop them in their tracks. Not going to matter. And they're just going to go away.
Yeah, so T1 get the Dragon, but I think Hololive Esports approached it well. Picked up a kill. Didn't let it go for free. It's still definitely an advantage to T1, and they are approaching Soul. But the thing is as well is like, you know, you think about getting a lot of stacks from farming, but Viper ends up getting a lot of stacks on these fights. Especially he was like queuing the Dragon to bounce it on people. I want to actually have a stack check when we can. Faker's waiting. Won't be rewarded for his patience.
He's at like 180, Viper. He's quite close. Okay, 170.
Yeah, I kind of felt like the pace would pick up a little bit with how high he is. Yeah, I really like the use of the Taliyah wall to corral them in, and then the Maokai ult afterwards. And they kind of just focus lockdown on a Keria, but lose track of the Dragon a little bit. Peanut does, and then the hypermobility of the carries of T1 just means you ain't catching anyone.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing to win the fight, it's another to make sure you actually pick up all the members and kill them.
The fight was in their favor for 1 kill. Not as good as 1 Infernal Drake.
Yeah.
And 1 step closer to the Infernal Soul. A steady climb for Home Life Esports, but it's a very, very slowly steady climb. Slow, steady climb, you could say.
183. Definitely not beating his record. Safe to say at this point. But 188. I mean, it's definitely before the next dragon.
Sure.
That's for sure. So that's going to be at about 22 minutes. And that's the thing, if you fall behind in pace, like if Viper wasn't stacking quickly, we've seen like 26, 27 minute full stacks. You just wouldn't, like Soul would be gone before you even get fully stacked. So definitely an important factor here. I think that mid-tier 1 tower might just be gone.
Still gone. Mom couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, unfortunately on that one. But T1 using that pressure well, rotating up to the top side, and taking out this tower as well. Especially valuable when they do want to be setting up for Baron, but that's a TP and a wall.
All right, nice charm off the wall. Faker experienced some of those himself. He has done it well, as now Kick comes in, and they just don't really want to take part of this, but the Maokai ultimate is going to keep them around and make this very awkward for T1. That's some really low health bars. The flash on him from Peanut. He assassinates Faker. And now Keria just trying to frontline, just trying to make some space for the rest of his team, but Zeus TPing in as well. He's on the run. He's not going to do anything by himself. And Home Life Esports might look at this Baron.
Yeah, I mean, it's just spawned. You have an Alistar. If you get control of the area, you can easily deny Oner from getting into the pit. Now, you have wards set up.
You have to be careful for Doran to not lose his life to the Baron.
Yeah, Peanut is also low, and there's a Storm, and I got the Aatrox.
Oh, they're just trying to turn at this point. Not sure, actually. And now Zeri's getting an angle. The kill lands on a Peanut. Oner, he threads the needle, and he's going to take him down. As now, oh God, where did he go? Guma just plucked out of the air, and that's going to be the end of him. Oner super low as well, as now we got TPs coming in, though. Faker looking for the cleanup. But Viper's just going to flap over the wall, and again, it's very early, so it's not like Faker and Keria can do this Baron, but Faker would like as many kills as possible, as the charm is very pretty, and he will pick up yet another one.
So many cinders all over the floor is my takeaway from that fight.
Get the Sonic rings!
Pick them up, loot them, get the ability haste. But yeah, I mean, Home Life Esports definitely caught in a difficult spot. Setting up for the Baron does end up backfiring a bit, but yeah, this initial fight, it's a good charm from Faker. And Doran doesn't commit on a Faker, doesn't want to obviously get jump on him from just to ult away 3 times. But this Maokai ult angle so good. But you can see as soon as the Aatrox TP comes in, they're a little hesitant. Like, you get the flash Q from Peanut, but they all just say, okay, forget Guma and Oner, we need to peel back. We don't want to get caught between them sandwiched. And then here, this was such a tense play. Doran nearly gets popped here, has to 2 flashes bit, immediately trying to deal with Zeus. But it's really Zeka who is the highlight of this clip for me, landing this critical knockback onto Guma, just catching him, obviously with the gold.
Zeka, right? Not Zeus.
Oh, Zeka, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. They both start with Ze.
Too many Ze.
Yeah.
Oh, Faker?
Oh, the charm gonna miss. Peanut with the dodge south. You don't see that every
missed it and still did half his health.
Yeah.
Not much magic resist.
He did Malignance him very hard.
Oh.
You don't have to aim that.
5 stacks. 5 stacks to go for Viper.
Oh, I'm surprised he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 220 is not 225.
Maybe an ult could get them?
They're just going to give it up, though. Looks like. We got a wall coming in as well. Oner, I mean, they're throwing everything at him just to make sure.
Okay, I think he will definitely have it in time for the next dragon fight.
Yeah.
I think I can safely
probably
make that statement.
We don't want to jump to conclusions.
Yeah, don't want to make too outlandish a statement that I can't stand behind. But yeah, so Dragon picked up. Gold lead's still close, but I think Home Life Esports still pretty happy with where the game is.
They want to do Baron. I mean, Peanut's ult is down. We got Zeka ult down. They used a lot to try to get that. But now we got a Smolder on 225. And a chance. Yeah, this is very dangerous, actually. I think T1 are going to pull off of it. They go for the turn. And you see the health is beginning to burn.
Yeah, I mean, It was definitely T1 trying to start it, trying to bait a fight, but good disengage coming out from Life Esports.
Oh, Delight. Oh, he wanted that.
Definitely did.
It is Zeri, but...
And you can definitely feel G1 know the time has been put on.
Oner? Oh. He's just dead. Okay, well, Charm comes in, and now the Wombo coming in. Look at that knockback from Zeka, Keria, and Guma. Nearly both die instantly. It was looking okay, actually, with the Zeus damage, but man, he was outdone by the Taliyah this time around.
And I'm just going to say, I've been pretty critical. A lot of people have been of Zeka outside of his signature picks. Outside of his Akali, his Yone, the Tristana, the Ahri. He's had a phenomenal Taliyah game so far with some great knockbacks.
Oh, yeah.
They are looking for this Baron. It's going down quickly, but TP's coming in.
Well, you don't have a smite, so very doubtful that they do take it away, but let's see if they can get any cleanup as
He doesn't
Faker...
have his yet.
Yeah, he just doesn't have smite. Oh, God. As Faker going to get rooted up and, scolded by Mom a little bit, but that's about it.
They managed to get out. A little bit close to the wire, a little bit dangerous, but they pull it off. 3,000 gold lead, Baron in pocket, and they've hit the stacks. Life Esports looking great.
They're feeling pretty good about their state in this game, I'd say. You can see that that last fight was pretty confusing. They really wanted to hold on to this mid-tier 1.
Yeah, been a lot of teams really heavily defending in this game. No. But the combo coming out, and then the re-engage. T1 fighting this. It's a double knocker. Both bot laners. Guma does get out, but burns the flash for it. And yeah, Zeka just having a phenomenal game. Zeka this time, not Zeus.
Very confusing.
Yeah.
Well, Doran actually on top of the damage meter. He is Jace, after all. Not too surprising.
This is a lot of members of Life Esports in the bot lane. They do have Zeka covering mid. Normally, we often see teams will have one person, maybe two push bot, and then they'll push mid and rotate over. They're just beelining 4 straight bot, which means there's a lot of vision not secured in the jungle here.
Yeah.
They're trying to kind of cheat it and push it in here, but Faker, Oner, and Keria are really threatening on this flank.
Yeah, just kind of brute forcing it, saying, okay, we have Baron, we're just gonna get value out of it, whether you like it or not.
And you know what? Even if they defend the tower, Viper will just keep spamming abilities that you can get in stacks.
Yep.
267 right now. Oh, and he has 268 AD. Not in sync.
Well,
he's one more stack.
One stack away. And the poke is pretty annoying to deal with. I mean, Keria on the Nautilus, he is a support Nautilus and he's not farming. So he's not that tanky. I mean, he went Locket, doesn't have that much armor. As now Faker, he's going to get the ult out of Delight in trade of his own. But that's about it. Still chipping away here on this siege.
Not a great trade.
Oh, the hook.
Oh, instant regret.
Yeah.
Instant regret. And you know what? He was definitely fishing for someone else right there, but caught the Alistair and threw it straight back into the ocean.
Delight is very good at standing in front of his teammates and soaking up a lot of it. See, Guma, I mean, he doesn't get to play the game.
Yeah.
Esports. Oh, here we go again. He gets it again. Out to 2 tankier members, but he's got his whole team there, and they all just burst to smithereens. It's now Life Esports 5v3. Maybe they can end this game. Peanut kind of being harassed here on the left side. They don't have a wave, and they have 10 seconds on the Baron buff.
Yeah, who needs mid or mid prio? They haven't even taken the tier 2, and they're just pushing down bot lane, and it's actually just working. The siege is powerful. They don't really have a response to the Smolder right now.
Zeus, he's trying to cut off the wave. Pretty desperate. Charm isn't going to land, and you know what? It's going to get Life Esports out of the base. But now Zeus is on the run, and the TP is coming in. He's going to stop the Charm. Will Peanut, and he gets away. And Zeus just runs away after all of that.
Yeah.
Some shenanigans here.
These are 2 of our top teams capable of really high-level play. That little passage there was a bit goofy.
It was.
Just say. Either way, a lot better in that situation. Dragon now up again, and Life Esports.
Oh, man.
Have they overstayed?
Well, Charm is going to miss, and they get the Infernal Drake. Some low health bars, though, and Viper just flaps over the wall. We got an ult in onto Peanut. Somebody, I think, is going to have to sacrifice here, but now Mom called down, and Oner is gone. And Delight, he gets the knock up here onto Guma, who is just gone. And now it's AD carry versus no AD carry. Immediate cleanse comes in from Viper as he wants to burn some health bars. Oh boy, does he. Zeus is going to get away. And at the end of the day, it looks like maybe Faker and Keria also go down, but they're going to spend a lot of time chasing.
The hardest thing about playing Smolder is resisting the urge to flash Q when someone's slow. But Viper not going to waste his flash in this situation. But definitely just showing the advantage that Honor Life has right now. Delight is still alive.
Oh, the flash. Just not to get knocked up and secure the kill. Not sure about that one. Not sure about that one, Faker.
Faker was hoarding all of the cinders. He managed. That's what happens when you kill Faker. You get like 1 million of them.
Yeah.
And actually, you know, we talk about them. They're fun to watch, but the actual value of them on a pick like Smolder is huge because he obviously does value that ability haste well on Manseka. What a game.
Give the guy his POG.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad for Delight because Delight's also had a phenomenal game.
That's true.
But Zeka's just been smashing it so far.
Even Viper's had a great game too. He's just Smolder.
We don't go for Smolder, yeah.
Unlucky, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunate. And here, Oner you just get melted, you know? It's like, Mom actually does so much damage. Delight catches out the Zeri. And then it's kind of just T1 trying to escape.
Yeah.
And failing.
Baron and 40.
Baron and 40, 6,000 gold lead. 2 Infernal Dragons in pocket as well. And the person with the most gold in the game is the Smolder.
Yeah, he's got an arm guard too, so he's spending it correctly. I think at this point you're doing enough damage. Your whole comp has so much damage, especially with Zeka also fed. As Oner, I think, well, he is Lee Sin, so he will get away, but yeah. This is just them setting up for the Baron.
Yeah, I mean, Vibe doesn't have Cleanse yet, but between Cleanse and the arm guard, it's so difficult.
Zeka is putting eye drops in his eye in the middle of the game.
It's the Infernal Rift, you know, dries your eyes out quite quickly.
It's very dry with all that heat out there.
I hope he's doing okay, obviously. Never ideal to have to do that in the middle of the game, but
yeah.
He has been having a great one so far.
It's working.
He keeps it up. Yeah, maybe that's the secret. Have you got any eye drops?
I do, actually.
Oh, man.
If you want some during the cast. They're just going to try to burst down the dragon, the Baron, rather. And it might work out. I mean, it's not that fast, though. And now, just setting up for this one. Keria on the outside again. He's not that tanky. He's just going to burn to smithereens again. And now Viper's got an arm guard, dodges all the damage. Zeus desperately wants to take out this little baby dragon. Meanwhile, Guma's going 1v3. He's going to be taken out. And How Life Esports, they have a TP into the base as Zeka will try to end it, and they will try to stop these two's backs.
Yes,
I think it'll work.
Zeus has TP as well, so you can just TP back now.
Oh, but he can't go to the Nexus turret.
Good luck, Faker.
Yeah, Faker's dead, and now we got a second TP in. This one is over. Jace will put an end to this one, and How Life Esports with the big win over T1 tonight. A 2-1 victory.